Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from whatever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. Now, yesterday, the media quoted that Pst Ezekiel Odero has been finally acquitted by the court. He's now free and the case has been terminated. Though we saw the DPP coming out to insist that the case is still going on and it is yet to be determined. But we saw the judge making a ruling is discharging Pst Ezekiel Odero and the orders made on 2nd and 4th of May 2023. He went further even to order the cash bail of 1.5 million shilling that he had deposited to be refunded back to the depositor of that money. With all this, there is an obvious perception that is coming out about Pst Ezekiel Odero. It's obvious and we can tell. You can now draw the line. But first of all, I want you to watch this video shortly. Then from here we will go further to understand which way forward for Pst Ezekiel Odero after this order was made.
Considered the application made orally yesterday by learned counsel for the applicant, for the respondent rather, Mr. Ombeta, assisted by Ms. Ungwenyi, and having further considered the response made today by Mr. Musyoka, learned prosecution counsel, who has filed a report via the letter dated 30th of October 2023, and further having considered the record in its entirety, I hereby proceed to discharge the respondent, Ezekiel Odero, and the discharge in respect of the respondent, the orders made on the 2nd of May 2023 and the subsequent ones made on the 4th of May 2023. The cash bail of 1.5 million that was released, that was deposited rather, to be released to the depositor, and this file is now closed.
I don't think this was about Ezekiel. This was about the church and the future. Tusingesimama imara, wale ambao wanatutegemea kwa ajili ya imani yao kesho wangevunjika moyo. But kama Mungu alionelea tunastahili kupitia this test to prove if at all we are worthy, we say thank you Lord for this test. Sina uchungu na mtu yeyote, sababu nikiwa na uchungu na mtu inamaanisha basi nilikosea. Lakini hata wote waliohusika, polisi, DCI, wote, kwa sababu mmejua ukweli na ukweli umewaweka huru na wao, basi huo ukweli umetuweka huru na sisi.
You are acquitted for having been called a murderer, a cruel person, a terrorist, a person involved with genocide, and so many other charges. A thing that should have been confirmed within one day, just by going to visit the premises of the church and to sort that issue, has taken 6 months.
Now, we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, the fact is that when Pst Ezekiel Odero was arrested, of course linked to what was happening in Shakahola, something that many people came to realize that this was just trumped up charges, looking for someone to shift a blame to. Pst Ezekiel was detained, and of course those who were detaining him had asked the court to give them 7 days to conduct investigation, so that pastor will be detained for 7 days. Of course, the court agreed with their position. The pastor was in for 7 days. Then after that, again, DCI went further to ask the court to give them 30 days more to continue detaining Pst Ezekiel Odero. With that one, the court did not agree to this. Therefore, Pastor was to get a bail, and of course the court went further to offer a cash bail of 1.5 million shillings, again with a directive that he need to always present himself at the DCI office and a police station after every week, one time every week. The whole issue was that he will interfere with the evidence and all those other things. So every week, Pst Ezekiel was reporting at DCI office. And he did it religiously, without fail. So going by that, his lawyer, Danson, is it Danson? No, Cliff went further to do an application so that that issue of having the pastor every week going to report to DCI office to come to an end. Then the issue of the bail, because there was money deposited. Now, the good judge, having been around and listening to the case and where it's heading to, he find no any good reason to continue holding Pst Ezekiel Odero to an extent of now visiting DCI every week. For him, it was not making sense. If it is an investigation, you must have conducted completely. So he decided in his wisdom to terminate that order of the pastor going to present himself in those offices. It has come to an end. He will not be going to DCI to present himself on those matters. He will not go. Secondly, the issue of cash bail has come to an end. That lazima ukuwe nje kwa cash bail. That one has been stopped. So, pastor to some extent is free. No cash bail, kama kesi iko, iendelee hivyo, akiwa nje. Then mambo ya kwenda kwa DCI, it has ended. With all this, in your own interpretation, you can tell where this case is heading to. The good judge has refused to be ganged by the executive. He has refused to take order from executive because if it was the wish and the will of executive, Pst Ezekiel would be in a jail. Ingekuwa ni uwezo wao hata bila trial angekuwa huko. Because it's a man they are targeting because of their own interest. But the judge has ruled differently. The case is going on. It's yet to be terminated. But that application that was made some time back, 30 days or 7 days, and the issue of bond or cash bail, it has been terminated. This case might be heading to nowhere. These are telltale signs. It might be heading to nowhere. And if it will go in that way, after the court has made its finalization, then those who are blaming the pastor, those who came out openly, to shift all the blame to Pastor Odero, where will they go? Watakuwa wapi? Watapeleka wapi masikio yao? How would the public view them? Because we are seeing even after this one, maybe they were aware that they don't have strong evidence, and because of that, they bring in the issue of filing returns. Then the file was hidden. Then the church was registered, but they went back to the court. Now, the court has only remained the only place you and I, we can go when we have grievance and expect justice. So we are seeing justice being served through the corridors of justice. That is the court. Sasa watabaki wakimbizana na hii maneno mengine. They went to an extent of even destroying Pst Ezekiel's name, whereby even he cannot hold a crusade in Tanzania or elsewhere. Wewe uko na kesi, rudi nyumbani. So when will be acquitted, I don't know what they will be telling those officers in those other countries. Watawaambia nini? So the fact remains that the case is going on, but some issues have been dropped on the way, and to some extent the pastor is relieved. So as the case continues, the truth will come out, and at the end of the day, people are going to be ashamed. Ikianza na Kithure Kindiki mwenyewe. He came out strong as if we had very strong, tangible evidence about Pst Ezekiel, but he had none. We saw the Senate going there. It was again an expose to those who were blaming him. So everyone who has got to that place, they have never come out with an evidence that can pin Pst Ezekiel Odero down on issues they were putting a blame on him. And that's the state of this case. We are going to wait and see how it will be concluded. But to some huge extent, there is a light ahead. The white smoke is now emerging. And the winners can be seen.